Hello and welcome to For Heaven's Sake, a Seventh Heaven podcast. We are your co-hosts, Lady J.
And T.
How are you, T?
I'm fantastic. How are you?
I'm good.
See, I stayed away from great. I tried.
I noticed.
But yet I brought it up again.
But you're fantastic. That's wonderful.
Yeah. Yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
Good.
Okay.
I'm excited.
Same here.
This season is over.
Thank God.
Well, I mean, at the end of this episode, it will
that's
be.
true. That's true.
Oh my God, I'm so excited.
It's the finale.
Yay. Yeah, dude. Like, there's a lot.
Yeah, there's a lot that goes down in this episode.
Oof, magoof. So, I didn't write the spoilie down. Whoops. Pad for time, T. You know what to do.
So, guys, how you doing? Everything good? Yeah? Oh, well.
You're such a dork.
I am.
It.
Definitely a dork. Number one dork.
I love it.
Mia Familia, part 2.
Yes. So this is episode 922 titled Mi Familia, part 2. The Amazon Prime spoilie is Eric and Simon are keeping big secrets from Annie.
Oh.
Which,
yeah.
I get, yeah, okay.
Yeah.
I mean, Simon's not really. He's not really keeping a secret as far as he's concerned, apparently.
Yeah, he's not.
What? Mm-hmm. Catch yourself. I feel like I want to talk about George and the fostering and adoption and that whole storyline and sort of like get it out of the way because it has nothing to do with the Camdens, really.
No, it doesn't.
And it sort of just like exists as just this extra thing to think about, I guess. I don't know. So obviously picking up where we left off in part 1, the mother of those kids that George and Gwen want to adopt is like not letting go of her parental rights. And so we get a lot of, I liked all these scenes like with Greta and Eric and George like sort of like powwowing and being like, okay, so what's the game plan? Like we want these kids. What do we got to do? You know, like let's fight this fight, you know?
Yeah. Went and had a lunch or whatever meet and greet with the judge.
Yeah. Eric and Greta did.
Yeah.
That judge seemed really like straightforward and cool. She was like, I clearly you guys care about these kids, but I can't make unilateral decisions. Like bring it to court and I'll hear them out and we'll figure it out, you know? And certainly she's like, we'll take the kids' considerations or the kids' thoughts into consideration, which is why they want the kids to testify against their mom.
Yeah.
To be like, you know, and not even to like badmouth her necessarily, but just to like say the truth, like say it how it is. Like she doesn't see us, she doesn't visit us, like we've been in foster care because she's in and out of rehabs and things, you know, and we want to be with the Smiths and all this stuff. And you can see the kid, like especially Meredith's face, like fall in that moment. Yeah. When they realize like, testifying is one thing, but like in front of their mom in court is another, and they won't do it. And it's really like heartbreaking. But it's what I said in the last episode. Like this is terrible because now you're like involving these kids, and they're gonna have to like go through this whole battle along with these adults who clearly can't get their shit together. You know what I mean?
I know.
And it's like they're so innocent. None of this is their fault. Like they just want a home, and now they're like stuck between a rock and a hard place of like, do I badmouth my mom in front of her, like to her face or whatever? Or do I go against my best interests, which is to say like to not do that and then to not end up placed in and being adopted by parents that want me or whatever. Like it's just a fucking nightmare scenario. No one can win in this, you know? And they just won't do it. And then of course George and Gwen are like defeated, you know, and Eric's defeated and like feels like he failed them. And Greta's like, yeah, man. Like, basically, I really like Greta's character. I'm glad that in a way it's kind of a neat thing to have like brought this storyline back around, you know, and like wrapped it up. Yeah. And made it meaningful instead of just like a single episode drama, you know? Yeah. So Eric is with Meredith at her foster home, right? He's dropping her off or whatever. And they have this like really sweet conversation
You want to know why we won't testify, don't you?
Only if you want to tell me.
Well, our mother is a drug addict and an alcoholic, and she's never done anything for us except never be there for us.
So why not tell the judge that?
It's one thing for me to talk to you about our mother, or a social worker, or a foster parent, but to stand up in court and say those things and have it go on record that we said them while she's there, she's hurt all of us, but we just couldn't hurt her, and it would hurt her, and when she's hurt, she turns to drugs and alcohol. So she doesn't come to see us or bring us anything, but I think that maybe in her eyes, it's the only thing she can do for us as a mother, is to just not give up her rights. If we go to court and we take that away, then she's not going to stay sober very long.
I wish this had turned out differently.
So do I. But you can't say you didn't try.
I'd rather have said I succeeded.
I love Meredith in this moment.
Same.
Like, what a mature and put together young lady she is, you know?
It's just so sad that she's shouldering all that.
I know.
All that burden.
I know.
And
she and her siblings, really, you know, it's just, it's really fucked up.
Yeah. But it does kind of work out in the end.
I think it's great in the end.
Yeah.
They, you know, they come by the house again. This time it's just Meredith and Danny, because they're on their way to pick up the middle one.
Yeah.
With George and Gwen. And I don't know, is Greta's not there. It's just them.
No.
And they come in and they're like, listen, we realized, let's just take this slow. We started this whole thing wanting to foster someone. So let's foster them. Let them come live with us. Why drag this whole thing through court and put these kids through misery? Right now we can foster them. So let's do that. Come live with us. And one day at a time. And we'll see what happens down the line, you know? Because there's no like time limit on fostering. So let's just make that happen, and it'll be good for everybody right now, you know?
Perfect.
And it really is so nice.
Yeah.
And they're so ecstatic. Like the kids, like Meredith especially, is just like biggest smile from ear to ear. Like she's like, she can't even like, she's like jumping up and down, like can't even handle herself. Like it's just so adorable.
It is.
And George and Gwen look happy, and I don't know, man. It's a really nice thing to happen in this finale.
So. Yeah. It was so sweet.
Yeah. And I think in a weird way, like, you know, we always talk about poor execution on this show. Like,
yeah.
I think in this way, it's pretty decent. Like, it's pretty clever on the show's part, because the rest of this episode is like a real downer.
Yeah, it is.
And I think they needed an uplifting moment like this.
Yeah.
To temper some of that sadness and negativity and stuff that's happening with the Camdens. Like you needed like a palate cleanser to not make it all feel like doom and gloom and
basically,
like what the fuck's next, you know? Like,
who knows?
Yeah, so that's them. It's cute.
It is
We're
cute.
happy for them. We probably will never see them again, but all good.
Bye,
know?
George and Gwen. It was a pleasure meeting you. Meredith, Danny, and
I think it's Kelly.
Hope y'all have a great life.
Yeah, we wish you the best. Bon voyage.
Yeah, but if Ashley Simpson comes back, I'm gonna cut someone.
My God.
Cecilia.
I actually don't know if she is, you know.
Oh, no.
I feel like she's not. Like
Good.
I'm like 95% sure I think she's not, you know? But a part of me is like, I don't know, man. You never know with this show. I didn't think we'd ever see George again, and here he was, you know.
You conned me.
Damn you, show. Shaking my fist. So I kind of want to also maybe just now touch on the Martin, Vincent, Ruthie triangle.
Sure. Okay, yeah, let's do it.
Unless you want to touch on
no.
Okay.
Let's do it.
All right. So I will say this, disappointed with the lack of action in this episode.
Okay.
But excited with the promise of some action for next season. Basically, right, where we left off is Vincent has asked Martin to help Ruthie come to the conclusion that she wants to break up with Vincent.
Yeah.
Martin has tried to do that. It's backfired because now Ruthie has asked Vincent to tell Martin to back off of Ruthie.
Yeah.
Because Ruthie and Vincent are solid and are never breaking up, and because Ruthie's convinced that Martin's into her.
Yeah.
So Vincent
Yeah.
goes to Martin and is like, what the fuck, dude? But then Martin's like, you what the fuck, dude?
What did you tell Ruthie?
I told her that I told you she wasn't interested in dating you, and I said I let you down easy.
No. I told you to tell her the truth, not more lies.
What do you care what I told her?
She's treating me all weird because she thinks I want to date her.
So what?
So, I don't like being rejected, especially by someone I never liked in the first place.
Oh, so this is about your ego.
I'm gonna tell Ruthie the truth.
You can't.
Then you do it.
I can't. You don't understand. You weren't there the last time I broke up with her. It was ugly.
Oh, so this isn't about hurting Ruthie. This is about you not having the guts to live with the consequences of your actions. You don't want to feel like a bad guy. Well, guess what? You are a bad guy. Because only a bad guy would break up with someone as great as Ruthie just so he could be free to date in Hawaii.
I just can't do it.
Fine, I'll do it for you.
No. Look, I'll do it. Okay, today. I promise.
Coward. I will say cowardice in the men on this episode is a theme.
Yeah.
There's a lot, like all the Camden men are, well, except Matt, who's not in it, I guess.
But Martin isn't at Camden.
No, and he's not a coward.
Yeah.
And I guess Vincent isn't either. But Vincent's a coward, Simon's a coward, Eric's a coward, all up and down this episode.
That's true. Yeah, it's definitely true.
Yeah, so fucking Vincent, like, oh my lord, like, I love it when once again Vincent is now like, you know, after this conversation, Vincent's with Ruthie and it's all Akko Taco, and so Ruthie, because she doesn't know, you know,
Nothing.
and doesn't know where to place the blame correctly, comes storming into Martin's room, and is like, "What the fuck, dude? Like,
What
you
did
know,
you? Yeah. What did
like-
you tell?
like,
What did you say to Vincent that that he's all awkward, that he's not coming? Like, did you hurt his feelings? Whatever.
Or more, but more also too, she's like, listen, get it through your thick skull. I don't like you like that, you know, because she doesn't like. She thinks that Martin's the problem, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I know.
And so Martin's like, did Vincent fucking lie to you again? Like, you know? And she's like, what the fuck are you talking about? And he's like, ugh. And so he lays it all out for her.
Yeah.
And then he says the line that breaks my heart. He's like, oh, and he didn't hurt you. I did.
Yeah.
You win, Vincent. Fuck you. Like,
I know.
heartbreaking. Just the worst. Okay. And then they hug it out. Oh my. Okay, show of hands. Who thinks he got a boner? And that's what made it awkward.
Yeah.
Like, that's what happened, right?
Yeah. Well, you know, with their eyes perking up, like, what happened?
I mean, they're having this like adorable little hug. She is like half his height. It's
I
adorable.
know.
Like her head comes to like his chest.
It's cute.
It's really cute. And they're hugging and it's like sweet because, you know, he's like, I love you, dude. Like, I didn't want to hurt you. Like, what the fuck, you know?
Yeah.
And she's like, I'm sorry. And she's like, I'm sorry. And I know, and I get it. And they hug it out. And then all of a sudden, the musical cue happens, like and like and they both are like, what just happened?
Yeah.
And like they pull apart real quick. And smash cut to Ruthie laying Vincent out.
Yep.
In the promenade. Oof, I was so proud of her in this moment.
Same.
She's like, you're a fucking dick. Never call me again.
Yeah.
Never. As she like storms away with her little straight hair.
I love the fact that she even told him, I don't think you ever really knew me because you can't tell that my heart is breaking right now, even without crying. You're taking me as not crying as it's not so bad.
I know, he has the balls to be like, at least you're taking it better than last time. Ugh. Just leave, bro.
Yeah.
Or you know what? Here's a shovel. Keep digging that hole deeper, honey. Like what? God, such an immature little child he is. So like she is light years beyond him.
I know.
She never deserved him. She so deserves better. Like
Bye-bye, Vincent. Hello, Martin.
Hello, what up?
It's happening. You guys know it. Well, dude. I'm hoping it's up.
I know. At this point, I'm like beginning to wonder if it's all in our head. Like,
I don't know with that hug.
Boner City, okay? There is no doubt in my mind that he got a little aroused, and that's why it was awkward, and Ruthie's been deflowered.
that happened. Whoa, what a turnaround. That was fast.
Yeah, I don't know, but I love that she got her moment to be like when he's like, I didn't want to hurt you, or when she's like, I don't mind waiting, right? And he's like, yeah, but that's not fair to you. And she's like, I'm telling you, I don't mind waiting.
Yeah.
So why don't you get that? And then she's like, oh, because it's not about me at all, isn't it? Like, it's about you and your desire to be free and roaming and not have to wait for me or not know that I'm waiting for you or whatever. And as soon as she says that, like, Vincent hit the road, because she is just, it's over. It was over the minute he, like, I mean, whatever. I don't even know what I was going to say. But, like, it's over. Like, just get over yourself. Never call me again. This is never going to come back. Like, you lost your chance. See ya. You might as well stay in Hawaii, honey.
Yeah. Stay with your grandparents. It's all good.
Yeah. Your parents don't want you anyway.
Need all that poi. Anyways.
So, yeah. So, that's the story, right? Mm-hmm. That's how that ends.
That's how that ends.
I'm, like, struggling with where to go next. Should we talk about Lucy and Kevin?
I think Lucy and Kevin is a good start.
Okay, because I think then we can jump to Eric, Annie, and Mary and all that.
Yeah, because it trickles into each other towards the end.
It does, and then of course, we'll just leave Simon for the end because wow.
Yeah. Oh, but wait, we forgot Martin's daddy does come home at the end.
Oh,
of this
yeah.
episode.
I mean, I was going to bring it up at the end.
Oh,
but
sorry.
No, it's fine. Oh my god. Yeah, no, he does, because we know he's coming back, and the episode does end with everyone at the airport waiting for him, and it's a really sweet moment.
So does that mean we're going to see Martin's papa in the next coming season?
I don't know. We must be, right? Because we know we're going to see Martin. So,
man, we do such great research on this show. Yeah. I mean,
listen, I'll do my research for next season.
Yeah, exactly. Okay? I mean, let's be real. Like, I don't want to know anything. Let me be surprised.
I like the sort of not knowing everything that's going to happen.
As surprised as I can get with this fucking show. So yeah, I'll whatever. I'm here for the ride. Let's see what happens.
Yeah.
He's so cute.
I love it when he's like, oh, like, oh, the whole Camden family's here, and Martin's like, it's not just the Camden family, Dad. They're my family. Like, oh, break me,
Martin. Sometimes,
oh man, he's a fucking sweetie pie.
Yeah,
that kid, I like him a lot. Remember, I had a moment. But I do like
it's him. Okay. He's young. He's allowed to say dumb things once in a while until he,
You're
grows
right.
up.
I just think he's one of the good ones, man. You know?
I think so too.
I'm here for it.
Yeah.
Okay, so Lucy and Kevin.
Wait. Say it one more time.
Kevin. He wants to. Or he tells Lucy that the realtor is willing to show them some houses on Sunday after church.
Yeah.
And Lucy's like, it's Sunday. And he's like, yeah. And she's like, you know how I feel about doing things on Sunday? It's the Sabbath, the day of rest. And I'm like, since when, Luce?
Yeah.
Since when has this been a thing?
And first of all, have you been to your house? Do you know what goes on?
I mean, like, cut back to like season 2 or 3. I'm pretty sure you were like boy crazy after church all day long.
Yeah.
Like going to the promenade or trying to hang out. Like, since when have you had this, religious conversion of like, oh, it's the Sabbath. We don't do things on Sundays. Get over it. So Kevin's like, okay, so like you're just looking for excuses now to not get the hell out of this house.
Yeah.
Like, and that's exactly how it feels too.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I'm like, Lucy, grow up.
And then Kevin's like, you had a problem with every single house she showed us. And she's like, that's because there was problems with every single house she showed us and blah, blah, blah. And, he's just like, he's fed up. Like he can't, he's over it. There
was a lot of attitude exchange, but Lucy Kevin laid out all his attitude towards Lucy, which I mean, I get it. I understand Kevin here because I'm frustrated with Lucy as well.
Yeah.
It's just a little painful to watch. You know, it just is because you're like, oh, mommy and daddy have problems.
Yeah, you're right.
So
definitely that.
Yeah.
Especially when he's like, talk is cheap or whatever, and like completely just like dismisses her.
Yep.
You know, you're like, Kevin, he's at his wit's end. You know.
Yeah, and then, but it's interesting that Lucy is just not. She's not giving it back to him, but I think it's
because she knows.
Well,
knows.
besides that, she knows. I just feel like in her mind, she's like, no, I'm really speaking my truth here. Yeah, I didn't like any of those houses. Yeah, they all had problems or whatever. But
well, no, I see that's all. So the whole thing is bullshit because she says, I don't want to do anything on Sundays. And he's like, okay. And then next thing you know, because of a conversation I think that she has with Annie that triggers something in her.
Oh, yeah.
About Mary or I don't know what, right? Because Annie.
Yeah, I forget.
Annie tells. Okay, let's backtrack a little bit.
Okay.
Annie is like sort of like forcing Eric to tell her what's going on with Mary because she knows that Eric knows something because she knows that Matt told Eric something, but she doesn't know all the details. And so she's like, tell me. And he lies to her and says, well, he doesn't lie, but he's like, Mary's not in London. She's in Chicago.
Yeah.
And Annie just makes the assumption that must mean that they all moved to Chicago. That's why their line in New York has been disconnected and they're reconciling and everything's going to be great. So when she tells that to Lucy and she's like, oh, like have faith. Like this is greatest news. Like we, just leave them alone, give them some space, let them work out their problems and like everything's going to be fine. I'm so excited for them and stuff. And Lucy, I think, realizes that like not all, something smells fishy or whatever.
Yeah.
So I think that's what lights the fire under her to really
look,
start figuring out this house shit. So then she's all to Kevin, I'm going to go looking at houses, like, come with me. And he's like, you're not, I thought, what about Sundays or whatever? And she's like, I'm going to meet with the realtor, Lincoln. He's like, I don't believe you. Or,
basically.
He's like, you're going to find another problem with that house. Like, I don't even want to go with you if that's going to be the case and stuff. And she's like, okay. So
she's like, okay.
So he's like completely dismisses her. And then lo and behold, this bitch.
Dude.
Meet me in the backyard, okay?
Buys the fucking house behind the Camden house.
You mean the dump?
Yes, that one. Yeah. That's what she did.
Yeah. And what did she suggest about this backyard?
Building a gate to connect the houses.
Yeah.
The first thing that she's going to do.
Yeah.
Once escrow closes. But I will say this. I loved seeing her excitement at all the work that she's going to get to do.
She's like, we're going to put new floors.
And the walls breaking down.
The cabinets and blah, blah, blah. And like her head's like peeking over the hedge. She's like, look. She's all excited like a squirrel.
Really excited. And then Kevin does that bullshit thing of like, get over here right now. And she's like, because I'm gonna kiss you. And it's like, ugh, barf.
You're like, usually that would be cute, but the way you delivered it, no.
Because Kevin does this demonic smile face.
Dude, it's a little scary.
He's fucking a demon when he smiles. It's so weird. The man is gorgeous, except when he smiles. I don't know. I don't understand how that's possible. And it's like cheesy and gross and disgusting. And she's like, excited. And so they're buying a house, and then they tell Eric and Annie, and Eric calls it the dump.
Yeah.
And he's like, awesome. Cool.
Get the fuck out.
But also that means that they can't move out right away because they have a fucking house to redo. That's like at least 2 months of work if it's dedicated to just that,
Hopefully by the summer they moved in.
Yeah. Basically, come season 10, they better be in that fucking house.
Right?
Well, I mean, assuming they do real time like they've done in the past, they might not do real time.
I'll kill them.
Yeah. I'm like, yeah.
Because the show isn't over. It's still airing now.
Yeah. So, I mean, good. I'm glad. I'm happy for them. Finally, some traction on this fucking moving out business. If I never want to hear about moving out ever again.
I know.
I'm so over it. Meanwhile, the twins are still pissed at Annie because she's forcing everyone to leave.
And Kevin is the one that kind of sets them straight, right?
I love that scene. It's the one moment this whole season
of Kevin,
where
right?
Kevin wins me. Where I'm like, okay, Kevin, that was really fucking sweet.
Yeah. Sitting there with Happy.
He like gives them a whole speech about, you know, your mom loves you and she loves all of us, and it's a totally normal thing. She's not forcing anyone to leave. It's you know, you grow up and you do that, you know, and eventually your guys are going to leave too and whatever. And then he's like, I love you guys. And you know who else loves you? Mom. Yeah. So then the twins go and apologize. And I don't know how you felt about it, but for my money, Annie wasn't sufficiently excited enough about it.
Was she still going through the other traumas though of the day?
Like I guess she had bigger fish to fry or whatever.
Okay.
She didn't yet know about Mary. Oh no, she did know about Mary at this point. But they come in and they're like, "We're sorry, Mommy. We know you're not forcing anyone to leave and whatever, and we love you." And she's like, "And I love you too." and they're like, and then she's like, and then they say something like, you know, when we leave, can we come back or whatever?
Yeah.
And she's like, wherever me, your dad, or your siblings are, you have a home. And they're like, we have lots of homes.
Yeah.
And she's like, yeah, you do. Like she's like super chill about it. I was expecting a little bit more out of her, like, oh, I love you, like, you know, pull them into a hug and be like, oh, it's all good, you know, I know. But for her, it's very like matter of fact, like, yeah, you're fine, get over it. You know? Like, no shit. Thank you for coming along, you know. So yeah. So and then they head to the airport. But so if we backtrack a little bit, right? Eric finally has to come clean to Annie about the truth about Mary.
Yeah.
Actually, even before all that, because it's the conversation that Annie and Eric have in their bedroom that really like is the setting off point for the rest of Annie's sort of journey on this episode, right? Because she's met Rose at this point. Oh, man. Simon has brought Rose home. Okay. And she is like tripping about Mary because she doesn't know anything about Mary. And so she's having this like moment with Eric.
You know, before I met Rose, I couldn't think of one good reason for Simon to have premarital sex. Tell me something. Where did we go wrong? I mean, Mary's run off to London and Simon, how did two very responsible people raise two of the most irresponsible and selfish people in the world?
At some point, what your children do stops being your responsibility and starts being their responsibility.
It's their responsibility, but it's our fault.
You know, you're tired and upset. Neither of us got any sleep last night.
Oh, I don't need sleep. I need to get on a plane and fly to London.
For what?
To see the Queen.
I love that line.
To see the Queen.
It's so great. I love that Annie can still needle Eric and still be a little sarcastic even in this moment that she's having.
See the Queen.
Yeah, let's talk about this. All the things that Annie's saying and going through here.
I'm not going to speak for Mary because Mary is not a character that exists in this world to me anymore.
No.
But to say that Simon is like this selfish, irresponsible person, your son is going through some shit. Give him some credit right now. Well, I'm sorry.
Listen,
why are you giving him a stigma
going
already?
Through some shit is not an excuse for acting irresponsibly.
No, I understand that. But like, hold on though. We know he's using protection.
Okay, I don't mean just that though.
Like, yeah, but when
it's irresponsible to bring the girl you've been dating for 2 weeks to meet your parents.
Well, yeah, he's a moron because he's falling in love every week with a different girl.
Yes.
The issue is he's not having casual sex. He's not. He's falling in love with these girls every time.
Okay, but we talked about this. That's his own subconscious playing tricks with him. Yeah. He needs to think he's in love in order to justify why he's having sex.
It's just like, whatever. I don't know. It's just
I agree
to give him that kind of wording.
Okay, but first of all, she's not even saying it to him, which I think these two people, these parents, these adults having a sausage made conversation between these themselves, I think is perfectly accurate, and I think it feels real and it feels right.
Well, yeah, no,
you know? These are two parents like tripping, right? Like they're tripping about their kids. They're worried about their kids, and Annie is feeling responsible. Like she's doing that thing that all parents do, which is like, where did I go wrong? Because of course you want to trace it back and go, what could I have done differently? Why did this end up happening?
Simple. You could have had a conversation about sex.
Well,
but
other
whatever.
than don't do it.
Yeah, exactly.
But that doesn't explain the Mary problem. And it doesn't explain,
it kind of does though.
Does it?
Well, she regrets it because she got married to Carlos because she wanted to have sex.
I don't buy that she married Carlos just to
You
fuck
have
him.
to though. You have to because
No.
Ruthie said it. No, you have to because the show is literally telling you that's the reason why, and that's why she has regrets. She didn't fuck the other guy. She didn't have sex with the old man. You have to take it as that because
it's canon. I get you. I do. I get you.
So I think the way our practical mind is thinking it can't work for this, like our practical mind.
All right, that's fair.
But
I'll allow it. But watch yourself.
But watch yourself. But again, with the sausage being made, like with the parents, like having that conversation, where do we go wrong? Yes, I like that for them to freak out, like what's going on with our kid? And Eric is right. You cannot hold on. Yeah, they are adults. They do make their choices. They're gonna fall or they're gonna rise, and that's up to them.
Yeah,
it's true. But when she says like, yeah, but a part of me feels like it's our fault. That is one thing that scares me so much about having a child.
Yeah. Being a parent is an impossible job.
Because
it's impossible.
Like Chelsea Handler one time said a quote and I'm like, damn, it still stays in my head because it was a really good quote. The reason why she said, the reason why I won't have kids is because I'm going to try to correct all my parents' mistakes, which means she's going to fuck up the kid. That was her reason. And that kind of rings true because like we are our parents' kids. Like it's up to us to duplicate what the fuck they do or to make new changes.
Right.
And so I don't know, when it comes to Simon, he's irresponsible with how he is picking these psychotic girls one after the other. Georgia with with the fake pregnancy, the other girl that like with the STD, and then
who lied about it.
Yeah. And now with Rose,
dude,
this girl is so manipulative that scares me.
Okay.
It scares me.
We need to break this particular storyline beat by beat.
Oh yeah.
We need to break it down beat by beat because I don't think I'm equipped to talk about my feelings about everything unless I walk through it
perfect.
beat by beat. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's so shall we say insane that my critical thinking skills are like useless in the face of this fucking storyline.
I know.
Okay, so we open on, all right. Rose knocks on Simon's door. Didn't you just leave? Yeah, but I was thinking, why don't you come with me or whatever? Why don't we go home and meet each other's parents? And he's like, okay, like we can go home. Mind you, pause. Of course Rose is also from Glen Oak because apparently everyone is from Glen Oak.
Even Georgia.
Like, what a fucking ridiculous, like, dating pool Simon has, like, limited himself to. Like,
seriously.
Living wherever the fuck his school is now, but originally from Glen Oak. Like,
yeah.
There's only 3 girls and he's fucked them all. Like,
yep.
Anyway, so unpause. So he's like, okay, well, yeah, we can go to Glen Oak, but like, you sure you want to meet my family? Because like, it can be a lot. Like, there's a lot of them, and they're a little crazy. And she's like, no, like, I want to meet your family. Like, you're serious about me, right? I'm serious about you. Like, I want you to meet my parents. So like, let's do this. And you can see it. You can see that slightest of hesitations in Simon.
Yeah, you do.
Where it's not even that slight, but like, we'll call it slight.
You're
like,
just hearing his voice. Like he has that.
Okay, yeah, let's do that, you know? So then, sure as shit, they show up at the Camden door, and she just walks right in.
Yeah.
Like, while Simon's talking to his mom in the doorway, she's already in the fucking kitchen.
Yep.
Okay? And he's like, yeah, we came down to like, you know, meet her parents, but they're not home, it turns out. So we're here. Hi.
Yeah.
And I love that Annie keeps calling her his friend, and she keeps being like, girlfriend.
Yeah.
And then all this fucking bullshit about the sleeping arrangement and the bathroom arrangement. Like, fucking blow my brains out already.
But the fact that she's having this conversation out loud.
Oh yeah, it's like, and Annie's like, I'm still here
in Annie's kitchen. There was a moment in my mind where I was like, Annie, grab her by her hair and throw her out of your own.
Fuck out. First, slap her upside the fucking head.
Get the fuck out of my house, acting like a tyrant as if you own this shit and my son.
Bitch. Why don't we just go back to my parents? I have the key. There's lots of bedrooms. We'd be alone. And she's like, you can take the couch and live with the fucking one bathroom that we've all got.
Seriously, she's like, one bathroom? Seriously? I mean, it's an issue for us because we've been watching the show, but bitch, you just walked in.
You don't get to make decisions in this fucking house. And she's like, it's okay. I can use your parents if I need to, right? Like, what?
I can't. Yeah, it's just something really disgusting about this human.
She's irksome to the nth. To the nth. Do you understand?
Yeah.
Like, everything about this character, like she pushes all my buttons, you know, like every trigger I have, she's triggering them.
Cause she's a fucking taker. She's not a giver.
I don't even know. I mean, that's it. You're right. But honestly, just like, it's that personality, which are like, I might even argue that it's not even like, it's a fake persona.
Yeah. It's
she's a manipulator.
She's entitled. The way she behaves is an entitled little bitch.
Yeah, but see, I wonder if it's all in the sake for the long con she's playing. You know what I mean? Like pitting Simon against his family. You know, I mean, clearly it's who she is.
They all go hand in hand.
Yeah,
it all goes hand in hand. So this is gonna be fun to dissect what a disgusting person she is. I'm kind of excited and afraid. Only because I wonder what kind of shitstorm is going to start.
Honestly, show, bring back Cecilia. Let's go. Fuck this Rose bitch. Bring back Cecilia. I'm here for it.
Yeah.
I'm here for it over this fucking nightmare.
At least she was gentle crazy. This is just fucking mean and crazy.
No, Cecilia wasn't that crazy. We just were annoyed by her.
Yeah, and she only had that one crazy moment where she said, I think I should be invited to stay here. That's what I mean by crazy.
Yeah.
It's like,
where's my invite to live here?
Simon doesn't even live there anymore. What is wrong with you, child?
Okay, so they get through the night, right? Whatever. She sleeps on the couch. She uses Eric and Annie's bathroom in the morning, apparently.
And when Eric is like, oh, I think you're a little sensitive. No. He goes, yeah, I don't like her either. Like...
or when she comes downstairs and and Lucy and Annie are like making dinner
or sandwiches,
right? And she's like, oh no. She goes, oh, what are you guys doing? Making dinner. You want to help? No, I don't really cook. And what are you guys doing? Sandwiches. Oh, I don't like sandwiches. I'll have some soup. Call me when it's ready. Okay, bye. And Lucy's like, yeah, I don't like her. Yeah. That's my favorite. It's so cute. She's yeah, no.
Yeah. Sometimes when Lucy, especially when was it? With Georgia? She goes, I told you I didn't like her. Remember? I told you at the hospital.
Yeah. I know,
when
it's
Lucy's
cute.
Candid about who she likes or doesn't like, it just cracks me up.
But I think she also likes it because she's like, see, I'm not the crazy one. I can spot crazy.
For sure. She's like, I'm like happy crazy. This is psychotic.
Yeah, totally. So, mind you, this whole time, right, because Eric has brought her home and because they know, because Simon has brought her home.
Yeah.
And because they know Simon's history with all his floozies all year long or whatever, Annie's antenna have gone up and she's like, this is serious. Like, these two are not fucking around. Like, this is a serious thing. Simon's telling everyone that he's not fucking her. And Annie's like, it's because he's going to marry her. Like, she's certain. Okay. And of course, we, the audience, are certain as fuck too, because we saw what happened in part 1. We know the deal. We know the fucking score. And Simon is swearing up and down.
Does everybody think I'm getting married?
To Kevin, he's like, are you fucking crazy, Kevin? I'm not getting married. We're not serious. I'm not even fucking her. Like, what the fuck? And he's swearing up and down. And I'm sitting here like, Simon is lying to everyone. Fuck you, Simon.
And including himself.
Well, maybe. Right. Or he's just lying to protect his ass or whatever.
Yeah, but then he goes downstairs. Well,
no, right.
Yeah.
What, again, me, the audience.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm like, Simon is flat out lying to everyone. Yeah. What the fuck, Simon? Okay. Show a shit. he goes outside. So he comes downstairs, right, in the kitchen, and he sees Annie and Lucy and stuff. And Annie point blank asks him, like, are you getting married?
Yeah.
And he's like, what? No. Like, why does everyone keep asking me, like, what's going on? So he goes outside where Rose is just hanging out, I guess.
Yeah.
By herself in the backyard. And they have this conversation, which, God help me if I didn't drop my pen 15 times over the course of it.
See, why aren't you more shocked? I was shocked. When my brother-in-law mentioned marriage, I was totally shocked. You're not shocked at all, actually. You're calm. Do you think we're getting married?
Didn't we talk about getting married? We did talk about getting married yesterday. Or was that just my imagination?
We just talked. I didn't ask you to marry me. We just talked, and then you kind of asked me to marry you, and then you showed up to my apartment and you wanted to come here. You thought that was that why you wanted me to meet your parents, and then you wanted to come meet my... Rose, we just met. I like you. I might even love you, but marriage?
Barf.
I might even love you? Why?
That's not even the most egregious time he says that. That's not, first of all, it's not the only time he says that, and it's not the most egregious time he says that line. But what the fuck, Simon? Were you like having an out-of-body experience? But 2 days ago?
Yeah, seriously.
When you had this fucking conversation with Rose outside of your apartment? Everything he says happened.
Yeah.
And resulting in the conversation of you two getting married. What the fuck? He really is having a psychotic breakdown, I think. If he didn't realize what was agreed upon between the two of them based on that conversation they had, he's fully not in a hold of his own faculties.
Yeah.
Neither am I, apparently. You know?
I know.
What the fuck?
Because like you said, as the audience, I did think he was lying. That
I'm like, okay, you know the conversation you had, right?
Because she did say, will you marry me? And let alone she has to say it again.
I'm not beat by beat, T. Beat by fucking beat.
We're right there. We're right at that beat.
I'm giving you a hard time. I'm like, just slow it down. Okay?
Slow down.
If we don't say it verbatim, it doesn't happen.
Okay.
No, but yes, you're right. So she kind of storms off or whatever, and he chases her down at the promenade where all important decisions happen, apparently.
It's where Vincent and Ruthie broke up. Now it's these two decide to,
My heart, my gut, and my brain, like, all barfed on the page when this shit went down. Let's just play it, I guess?
Yeah.
Okay.
You are different, and I do care about you. Maybe even love you.
Tell me, what do you want? Where do you see this going? Where do you see us going? Because I am a big girl. I can handle the truth. I can. If you don't want to see me again, we don't have to. Just tell me what you want. See, I don't have to think about it. I know what I want. I want you.
Maybe I want you. Maybe that's why I came looking for you. And why I didn't have sex with you. You are different from all the other girls.
So, one more time. And this time I'm actually asking you. Not in theory, but for real. Simon Camden, do you want to marry me?
Barf.
I want to meet this bitch's parents. Okay, you manipulative little shit.
Okay, this is what I want to talk about. We got here. I can't tell if Rose is manipulating or if Simon is really that fucking stupid.
It's both.
Okay.
I'm telling you.
You think she knows exactly what's going on?
Okay, tell me. I'm a big girl. You are putting him in a hard place, and yet she is verbalizing exactly where, tell me that this is over, and he can't commit to it because
maybe 6 times.
Exactly. Vulnerable little shit, and she pounced at the right time. Okay? And it just goes hand in hand.
You're right.
Like, oh my God, it's such a great recipe for disaster. It's beautifully done. Like psychologically, it's so good.
I love how into this you are. I wish I could be as excited about it critically. Like from a critical point of view, you're right. This is good shit. You're like,
it is good.
I'm here for it. But I'm just so
disgusted.
Yeah. I can't separate myself from it. Like I'm so turned off by all of this.
Same. Because
it makes me want to jump out of my skin.
Because you're looking at Simon. Simon, wake up. Wake up. What is this illusion that you're staring at?
How do you think you love this girl? What is there to love?
I don't know.
She's a disgusting, selfish, manipulative person. Did you see how she talked to your family? If nothing else, you look at that and let that be a turn off to you. What the fuck do you mean you love her?
Yeah, exactly.
What?
He is at a very, very vulnerable place because of that scare. And it was the perfect time for her to pounce. But
she's not the first one. That's my point. Like, this is not a rebound situation. She just happened to be the one who was best at playing the game.
Oh, exactly.
You know what I mean?
But he was at a vulnerable place. That's all it is.
Fucking A, T.
He should have just closed the door and I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
She fucking let herself in.
Exactly. I'm like, I'm sorry. Never mind. This is why she's a really great manipulator. She is not letting him. It's almost, she's like, tell me, do you not want this? Tell me. Are you going to let him feel what he wants?
Yeah.
Or are you going to tell him what you want him to tell you?
Right. I know.
She's a good little shit. That's why
she's a terrible little shit.
Yeah.
I mean, I know what you meant.
That's
but
why it's
fucking A.
It's a little entertaining, but the worst recipe, and I hate her. But
I guess the reason why I'm so like anxious and like I have so much anxiety about it is because I just don't want this.
Yeah,
I don't want this for Simon.
I don't either.
It's driving me crazy that now Simon's gonna have to deal with this shit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. It wasn't enough that they shat on Mary, let alone, hey, Simon, let's shit on you too. You were gone for a season, now you're back. We're gonna make it really hard for you to stay.
I know. It's just
there's a reason why Lucy Camden makes it all the way through season 11.
It's a disaster is what it is. That's my new favorite term.
It's a disaster.
For anything. It's just a disaster. T to B.
It really is, though.
This whole situation is a fucking T to B disaster.
It's so scary.
It is.
It's so scary. And her smile.
And her stupid face. Like, she's ugly as fuck. Okay, sorry.
It's because you hate her character so much.
Probably. But I personally just don't think she's attractive also. She doesn't do it for me. And then on top of that, her character is garbage. So you're just like, get the fuck out of here, demon. But the power of Christ compels.
But my favorite is what Annie lays out with after this whole bullshit engagement that comes through.
Lay it out, T. Go for it.
I love what Annie says. But we haven't gotten there when it comes to...
No. Well, because what happens after this conversation, because she says, will you marry me? And then they do the zoom in, fade out bullshit.
Yep.
And then these two just come flouncing in the living room, arm in arm.
all excited.
We're engaged.
Oh, we're going to get married whenever we think it's right.
We're promised to get engaged in the future soon. And then they just turn around and walk away.
And don't they hug Annie?
I think so. Rose hugs Annie, yes.
And then so she walks away. She goes, I lost a son-in-law that I adore and I got Rose?
Yes.
And I was like, your best line.
She's so great. Listen, once Annie gets the final blow, right? Because Eric tells her the truth. He's like, I lied to you. I'm sorry, but I didn't want it to be true for me, so I couldn't tell you the truth either, because then it would be real. And this is happening. Mary has relinquished her rights to Charlie, and he and Carlos have moved to Puerto Rico, and she's in Chicago.
In all honesty, I really, really, really hope that the show
makes up for this, fixes it somehow.
Somehow, like, just tell me that once in a while Annie goes and visits.
I want that
Charlie.
too.
You get what I'm saying? Or like Carlos comes
Annie's
and visits.
Heartbreak.
Mention
at,
it.
My grandson. Like,
yeah.
Oh my god.
Like, okay, your daughter relinquished her rights, but that's still your bloodline.
I know.
You get what I'm saying?
And I think that Carlos is a good man, and I don't think he's going to keep
Carlos loves the family.
The Camdens away. Yeah.
Carlos and he likes Matt, and he doesn't want Matt to deal with like the bullshit, but he's also he doesn't want to either. He wants Mary to own up to it, but she's not.
It's just such a sad, and Annie's sadness. Like, she is truly deflated.
Like, I didn't raise my kids to be this way. And even Matt so himself says it, like, we weren't raised this way to run away from our problems.
It's just awful. It really is so sad. But then she puts on her brave face to go to the airport, you know? And Lucy comes up to her at some point and is like, we know the truth. Like, what are we going to do? And she's like, listen, right now, this is about Martin reuniting with his dad. And that's why we're here. And let's let this be a happy moment, you know? And tomorrow we'll worry about the next thing, you know? And that's because that's who Annie is, man.
I know.
That's who Annie is. She's fucking super mom, superwoman. She's a fucking baller badass, man. Like, she's the best. She's the fucking best.
Let's all embody some version of Annie in us.
Yes. I do love that it's so clear that David Gallagher and whoever the fuck plays Rose were not in the room because they do that awkward, like, they're just alone in their own camera angle, you know, while everyone else is hugging it out.
Oh my God.
It's just, ugh.
She gives me the heebie-jeebies, but I'm all here for seeing this car crash.
See,
I don't like it. I don't like it.
Here's why I also think,
but I want to see where Brenda. I don't trust her writing. I don't trust it. But I'm curious to see what happens.
This is my problem. I think the real source of my anxiety is obviously, one, I just don't want this for Simon. But more importantly, I don't think this is going to end well. Like, rather,
which way?
Let me rephrase that. I think that Simon is going to go through with this. And I think this is not the last we're seeing of Rose. I think we're going to keep digging this hole of Simon's deeper and deeper and deeper. And it's just going to be harder and harder to watch and more anxiety ridden. And it, like, the thought of that gives me anxiety.
If they make Rose a redeeming person in the end.
No, how? Fuck off.
I know.
That's not even a possibility option as far as I'm concerned.
I hear you, but hold on. With this show,
I'm sorry, I'm listening.
I have no idea.
That's true too.
I have no idea.
This show is so bad.
So if this show decides to turn this person around and make them a redeeming character, I will smash my TV or I will smash some kind of electronic, whatever I'm watching it on, because whether it's my cell phone or an iPad or the television, I don't know.
Fuck this bitch. She doesn't deserve it.
Not at all.
No.
And I want them to write this out.
Don't deserve it.
I want them to write this out well. I do. I really want them to, but I don't trust them.
Good luck, T.
I don't trust them.
Don't hold your breath.
All right. Excuse me while I have some rosé.
Yeah, dude. It's just a bloody nightmare. I don't know. I also kind of want to save some, like, final thoughts for our recap.
Oh, that's
that will be our next episode. Have you not learned by now?
You know, it's season 9. You forget. No.
Yeah, the patterns haven't quite set in yet. You know, just because I have a lot of thoughts, and I feel like I've shared most of them, if not all of them at this point, but I kind of want to save some
juice,
closing arguments, if you will, for the recap. But as far as this episode is concerned, I hate Rose. I'm excited for Lucy and Kevin to finally get the fuck out of the house. I'm excited to see what happens with Martin and Ruthie.
Same.
I'm excited to get some more Matt back next season.
I know, I miss Matt.
And I'm really curious to see how the family's going to cope with this whole Mary news. If at all. Frankly, if at all.
Yeah, that's true. I'm with you on all those counts.
Yeah.
I'm with you.
So let's rate this puppy.
I'm going to give it 2 thumbs up because it was a good drama that Seventh Heaven has never delivered. Like, this was kind of, some parts were annoying, but it's okay. It's okay. It pissed me off in the best way. So 2 thumbs up.
The only annoying part, as far as I'm concerned, like, meaning like the part that wasn't necessary, is Kevin's demonic face and saying, I'm going to kiss you.
I'm gonna kiss you.
Everything else, yes.
Yeah.
Yes, yes, yes.
So Lady
if I
J.
could give this 5 thumbs up, I would.
Oh.
Just saying.
All right, then. Okay.
I like it.
You got our
like
reviews.
it a lot.
You got our reviews, guys.
I'm like, as far as season finales go,
not bad, right?
Not too shabby.
Yeah.
Not like the kind of cliffhangers that don't make you be like, whatever, you know, like, and it's not exactly a cliffhanger either. It's just like, oh yeah, there's runway to continue here.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like it makes you want to go watch the next episode, you know? Yeah.
Let's see what happens.
Let's do it. Do it. I'm so excited. Let's see what happens. Yeah, so our next episode's going to be the recap. And then after that, we'll be diving into season 10. Whoa, whoa.
Aren't you excited?
I'm so excited. All right, guys, that's going to do it for us on this episode. However, don't forget to subscribe, rate, and review on Apple Podcasts or wherever you get your podcasts. Tell a friend. You know, we're
all your friends.
Well, yeah, tell like all your friends, but like specifically at least one friend. Because, you know, we're in our home stretch here and we're nearing the end of our runway and our time with you. You know, it takes a little bit of support from listeners like you to keep the lights on, right?
Yep.
What we don't want to happen when when our series ends, we don't want the show to disappear off the airwaves. Like we want it to continue to be available on Spotify, on Apple Podcasts, on wherever you get your podcasts.
We're on airwaves?
We are. And you know, and to do that takes support from listeners like you. I sound like PBS. Because, you know, we can't always do it all on our own. So if you can take a second, head over to our Patreon. It's patreon.com/For Heaven's Sake Pod. You can become a subscriber. And, you know, yes, you get 2 bonus episodes a month of live commentary on movies that T has seen that I have not. But more importantly, especially as we near the end of our series here, you know, you'll be really helping support keeping this show going.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, the show will end, but it'll remain available for your listening pleasure. And anyway, so that's the end of that. You can follow us on all the social medias and send us emails. You know what to do. Until next time, bye.
Bye.